and welcome to the first 2025 AMC Live Cast. Look at that, chat's already rolling tonight, guys. Man, this is kicking off with a big deal. So excited about the new year, man. That's it, them big old thumbs up. We're excited about 2025.
Heck yeah. Glad 2024 is behind us.
Right? 2024 is behind us. Now we can move on to bigger and better and keep on trucking forward.
Build more models.
Mike, the Scale Model Outlaw, and my co-host,
Jason, KRD, Klein Race Car Designs.
And of course, we can't say it enough. We say it every time because we mean it every time. That dude, that dude right there, the awesomest producer, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Who are you? You are Bruce.
Bruce from Bruce's Eclectic World. I push all the bright buttons sometimes.
Welcome, chat. Thank you guys for showing up. We sure hope that everybody had an awesome Christmas. I know we came on the 26th, so we got to share some of that. I hope everybody had a good New Year's, and hopefully there was no out there on the road and bad stuff happening. But talking about that, I'll chase rabbits a little bit. I came home from work today and found one of those big tree trimming crane trucks. Well, laid over on my neighbor's house.
Well, that ain't good.
That's kind of scary, right? Not model related, but I thought I'd share that with y'all.
That's kind of scary. Hopefully nobody perished in that deal.
Well, Stephanie was here, and she heard it. She thought it was. She heard the chainsaws running, and then she heard this big crash and thought it was a tree, and then heard people screaming. So she went out in our backyard. And she could see, but she couldn't see. But she saw enough that there was one of those big crane things laying across the house, tore the house all to crap. And a buddy of mine went by and texted me on my way home from work and was like, "Hey, I don't know what happened out there, but there's a crane laid over, and the Marion County Forensics was there." So it sounds
that's not good.
That's not good.
Hey, don't want to start the show that way. But hey, look at here. We got Josh from VCG's here. Welcome to the show, Josh. Joe, of course.
Hi, Josh.
Chris from House of Plastic. Donnie. And our old buddy Kevin Smith is here. Good to see you, Kev. Mark.
Chuckster.
Bruce, did you see the guy? I'm sorry I missed his name, but he's from Plainsville, Indiana. You said was close to you?
Yeah, he's about 18 miles east of me.
Yeah, nice. Mike Dawson. Nice.
There's Tiff, the Dirt Road Cinderella. Jimmy, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy. Dirt Road Cinderella. Tiffany.
Yep.
Hi.
Tiff's here.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's Papa Z.
So. Papa Z. Hey, little Mikey. What's up, Chuck? Good to see you. Little Mikey.
M16.
That's 2025. See now, Jamie G. Whenever I was first getting on here, Jamie G. wanted to give me that nickname, but Mini Mike stuck. So that which is pretty funny. But and then the first time I met everybody, they're like, "We can't call you Mini. You're as big around as you are tall."
Well, you got a good low CG then. So.
Right, exactly. Got good low center of gravity. Weeble wobbles don't. What is that deal? Weeble wobbles flop, but they don't fall down. Is that how that goes?
Right.
Yep.
That's a good thing I don't fall down anymore because it hurts to get back up.
I just don't bounce anymore.
Right.
No.
Yeah, my bull riding days are over. I used to hit the turf, jump around my feet, run to the outside of the arena, and be like, "Woo, that was fun." Now I just lay there. Okay, go ahead, kill me. Just run me over. I don't care.
No, thank you. No, thank you. So you guys want to do the channel shout outs?
Yeah, we can do that.
We're changing things up a little bit, everybody. We're going to do some things differently.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead, Bruce. You want to start with yours? And know we're going to put you on the spot every time.
You always do that.
We can enjoy it.
I'm old. Well, I want to give my buddy Sam over at Sam Model Mayhem's a shout out.
Sam's a great guy.
He sent me a card, and I'm going, no, that's great. I'm going to use that tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you,
Sam
Sam.
Baldwin. I had to play.
Appreciate the kind words, buddy.
He's a fellow Floridian, and I had the pleasure of meeting him at PamsCon this past year. What a great guy! Super nice guy.
He is.
Yep. I believe he hauls fuel for a living, or delivers fuel for a living. So super nice guy. Got lucky enough to hang out with him. Who you got, Jason?
I've been watching this channel lately. I don't know the guy's name yet because I haven't heard it in the videos I've watched, but he's kind of got a lot of Mopar stuff that he likes to build, but he goes by 408 Model Shop.
Okay.
Seems to be a great builder. He's got like 220 subs. Really cool. I enjoy watching his videos. He's been slowly moving some stuff around. You know his name, Bruce?
I did research. His name's Chase.
Chase? Okay.
Nice.
Chase. Yeah. Chase.
Yeah, it's I enjoy his channel. He's been doing some really neat stuff, and
Joe just said it was Chase.
Good channel.
Yeah.
Now is it Chase from the same place? Do you guys know who Chase from the same place is?
No.
Bill Elliott. Remember Awesome Bill from Dawsonville? That's Chase. It's his grandson. Chase from his son or grandson. Chase from the same place.
Okay, cool.
Well, Chase, I enjoy your channel, sir. Keep posting more stuff up there. I hope you get more subscribers because you got some really good content.
Cool beans. I'm going to do a buddy of mine, and although I'm not prepared, I didn't have his card ready, but I do have something that he sent me. And those of you from the Northeast will recognize this. This is sure enough real Northeast maple syrup. And this stuff is delicious. And I got it from our good friend Mark, the Mediocre modeler. I've been meaning to give him a shout out, and kind of like watching videos. You know, Jessica Canelli asked the question about what 5. You can't answer that, right? Because you know the community question. But I've been meaning to get Mark a good shout out. He's a great guy. He got in on the Saturday night short track build. Just a super nice guy. We exchanged gifts way back in the summer, and he sent me some of that maple syrup. And I just want to give Mark, the Mediocre modeler, great shout out, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I've been watching a few of his videos lately too. He's very entertaining.
Yeah, very entertaining. Yeah, if you scroll back in his library, if you will, he did one where he was making a base. I think he had to take the tree down anyway, but he had to take the tree down and get it away from his power lines. And he used a part of that tree as a base. He kind of cut it at a wedge and put his Saturday night short track car on there, which I thought was really cool.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Max Blurry must be drunk. No, my camera's probably dirty. Hang on just a second. Let me wipe my lens.
Must be drunk. The captain is in, everybody.
Aye, Captain.
All right. Close your eyes, guys. I'm going to run this over top of my camera, so it's going to look weird for a second. Hopefully, it'll be better when I get done.
Oh, my eye.
I know, right?
Joe says he's drinking the maple syrup.
That's what it is. I'm on a sugar rush.
Hey, Terry Wilson.
Hey, Terry, welcome. But
so Steven wants to know what we got for Christmas.
Who wants to go first?
You can go first, Mikey.
I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first. I went first. Well, I'll go.
Many of y'all know, you've heard us talk about the different podcasts that are out there, and of course, we love Jason Hanscom, Lucas E., Chuck, and Bee Gees. But I spend some time on the Model Insanity podcast with Rob Riv, Rob Adams, who we've had on the show, and Justin Ryan and Frank. I want to make sure I say it right because every time I pronounce his last name, I say it wrong. Frank Donardi. He's the IPMS president in Canada. Great guy. So they had a Secret Santa this year. And to rewind a little bit, they did the turkey shoot. They hosted the turkey shoot that we all got involved with.
Yep.
And I built my first tank with them. Jason, I think you said you built your first tank as well?
Yeah, half track. Yep.
Yeah, half track. And then Bruce did that awesome Jeep. But long story short, they did a Secret Santa, and I got this cool rig. Check this out. So it's like still in the automotive world, kind of,
Yeah.
but it's got tracks on it. So I want to build this one out of the box and then maybe put some paint on it or whatever, but I want to build it like it goes together like it's supposed to. And then I'm thinking about like using just the bottom half and putting something else up here, right? Can you imagine? I've got a Jimmy Flintstone chop Peterbilt. Tell me that wouldn't look cool where this is. Put the top Peterbilt on there. I don't know if I can do it or not. Or if it can be done. Just because I can't do it don't mean it can't be done. But I thought that would look pretty cool. So I want to build this one to get familiar with the kit, and then see if I can make one that's customized. So excited about that one. That's the one model kit that I got as a gift for Christmas.
That's awesome.
I did gift myself a bunch of Despay stuff, or Despay. I still don't think I'm saying it right.
Yeah,
Despay. I bought their new magnetic paint stirrer.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys have seen that. It comes with the little metal rods. It's not here yet because it came. I bought it right straight from Despay in China, some Yanmen, China. But what I like about that thing is, even like my tattoo shaker or my tattoo just spins it. I call it the tattoo one because tattoo guys use it. And then I got the Sure Enough shaker, but this one doesn't vibrate, doesn't make noise. It's all magnetic, right? So you don't have to hold it or secure the base of the shaker. You just put it on there, and with the magnet part does it for you. So I'm pretty excited about getting that in here and see how well it works.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You have to let us know how it works.
I'm a huge fan of the Despay sandpaper.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, the foam back one, and then they got that one that comes with that's replaceable on the rubber. I say it's rubber. It's probably not rubber, but whatever that you just peel it off. It's really, really flexible stuff.
I haven't got that one yet, but I have been using the isolating tool with the sander. That thing works really good. So
yeah, the little one, this little pencil sized
I've used that too.
sander. Yeah, between it and using it with the sander on it and using it with the carbide teeth on it. The only downside, and Jason, you actually pointed this out to me, and I didn't know it at the time. The downside is it won't fit any of the arbor on it. Will not fit any of the Dremel tool stuff. So they made it. They made it just to where it fits.
Yep. You got to find metric bits.
Yep.
So. Yeah, I agree, Josh. Their tools are really good. All their tools have been really good. So,
Josh, are you selling that stuff on your website, or is that just you're just saying you bought it for yourself? Because if you're selling it on your website, we'll send some people your way.
Absolutely. I'll be buying it from Josh then too instead of Amazon.
Heck yeah.
I can. The more I can buy on Amazon. So.
Well, the customer service you get with Josh is top shelf. So, if you did have a problem or whatever you needed to do, he'd take care of you. There ain't no doubt about that.
For sure.
And not to drop the ball too early, but you guys need to be making sure that you're tuning in on the 23rd of this month. That's all I'm going to say. The 23rd of this month, y'all need to make sure you tune in. We got some cool announcements to make.
So, Bruce, do you want to show what you got for Christmas, or should I go next?
Go ahead. I'll bring it to rear.
All right. So
that didn't really sound right, did it?
No, that's TMI.
TMI.
Bud. TMI.
Mouse, brain don't work together.
So the first thing I got was this really cool case. My wife got this case for me. Really cool. We made it the Old Tom burger joint there. It's a double decker. It's lit. Really nice.
That is really nice.
We've got the Duster in there. We've got the old Golden Commando in there. The Mobius kit. That was really really a cool present that I wasn't really expecting, and I needed something like that. Which I love that. But then I had to get this. Me and Jason Hanscom were talking about this about a month ago, and I really wanted this Datsun 240Z. I loved, or this Nissan. I love this. I've been trying to find the Datsun 510 kit, but I haven't found anybody that makes it in the coupe. So the Nissan and the Datsun are my two favorite JDM kits. So I got some big plans.
Is that the same kit that Jason had in his video, or they're saying that that's like the kit of the year?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That is awesome. I don't have that kit. I got to check into that.
That's nice.
They've got them. I just got an email today that they're back in stock at Hobby Nut Models.
Cool.
This one here they had locally. So when I seen that, I grabbed it. Generally, the Tamiya kits here, man, they fly off the shelves. I mean, everybody loves the Tamiya kits, so they fly off the shelves pretty fast. So
yeah, it's hard to beat the Tamiya kit. I mean, it sounds cliche, and we've all heard it, but you put the paint in there, the glue in there, and shake it up, and you got a model. But, not to chase rabbits, but real quick, Sluggo. I know they're not cheap, but he was talking about the Despe Vice. I've got it, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's not cheap, and it's gone up since I bought it, but it's well worth it, dude. It really is a really nice piece to have. I'll tell you how I use it the most, especially when I'm building a motor. I'll put that motor in the vise, and then you can really, especially if you put it on a little turntable and you're like trying to do your detail and your paint and your liner or whatever, it's really, really nice piece. But yeah, when I bought it, it was like $39, but I think they're asking close to $70 for it now, which is a lot of money.
Little vise?
Yeah, I know, but it's really, really nice.
Wow.
You can obviously open it up and close it like a vise, but it also pivots, right? So you can lay it over on its side. It does a lot of neat stuff. But yeah, I think they realized how popular it was and started charging more than they probably should.
My vise is heated. Is that one heated?
No, that's got air conditioning. I'm in Florida.
Oh, see, mine's heated. See right here, I hold it, and I can turn it like this. I can move my vise wherever I
want. Look, Joe's got jokes tonight. He said, "Would you say they're squeezing you?"
And no, Joe, I'm not putting a Hemi in the Nissan.
Oh, come on.
We're going to put a small block Mopar in the Nissan. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Right?
I could. But...
Speaking of small block Mopars, I just got one from my good friend Josh at VCG that I'm going to be putting in a kit on my personal channel. So you guys,
cool.
if you're subscribed to the Scale Model Outlaw, start checking that out on Sunday nights at 8:00. I'm going to start doing something new the beginning of the year, and that's a question we can get into, guys, and chat as well. Not necessarily resolutions, because I hate that word.
Well, let's see what Bruce got for Christmas.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. I cut in front of you. Go ahead, Bruce.
Cut.
Yeah.
Take two.
Take two.
Shut up, Mike. Just take a breath.
Take a breath. Well, I treated myself because that's the way I am.
Nice.
I tried to get myself and I to do stuff, but they ran off. I don't know what happened to them, so I did it all by myself.
Good for you.
So what I did was I treated myself to one of these new airbrush from Gallery airbrush kit with the Saint Air compressor. That is awesome little air compressor. I got it sitting right here, and I just hook it right up and like spray my engine real quick. I don't have to drag out all that other stuff. So that's kind of cool. And well, if you buy that, then you got to buy this too.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm jealous. So, I want that motor bad.
They came out with a 4-jar set. It's $47.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen on their new release. So
Wait until you try that brush. I just tried that brush the other day. I love it. Oh, do I love that brush.
I believe it or not, I have not broke into it yet. I've just been too busy.
Yeah.
Now, Bruce,
good.
the one you got, is that the 0.3 or the 0.2?
That's the siphon. That's the new one.
This is the siphon one. That's the
brand new
one. 0.3 and 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
This has got their new little jars, so it's sucking it up from the bottom.
Yeah.
Jason, do you have the 0.2 Mobius?
I have the 0.2. I have the 0.2 Mobius as well, but I also have the 0.3 needle for it. So,
my question, because I'm looking into it, I'm really considering it. With that small of a needle, do you find that you have to, how we normally do? I'll just use Mr. Finisher or Mr. Hobby's, finisher, where you do 50-50 with unicorn tears. On that smaller needle, do you find that you have to thin it down more, or just same old?
I'm doing it the same. So
okay.
I would say my average. I always take my paint and drag it up the side of the mixing cup and see how fast the drip runs down. So I would say, I would say mine is probably 60% thinner. Okay. The way I mix. So.
Where I have the Mobius 0.3 and I bought the 0.2 needle.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're opposite of each other, but I don't mix mine any different either. Sometimes
I have the 3.8, the old the what was it, AB 68. I have the 3.8 needle and the 5.0 needle or 0.5 needle, and I haven't noticed any difference there. I was just wondering, once you get down that small, if maybe it would require a thinner paint to get through. But
I haven't. I'm still mixing it the same. Like I said, I run anywhere from 25 to 30 psi through the brushes. I don't run like 15 and 18 like a lot of guys do. I like a little more pressure. So, but it works really good. I mean, there's some like areas that I've just used that 0.3, 0.2, even the needle, and not even had to tape it off, and just was able to draw the line basically with that airbrush.
See, that's what I'm thinking, is something where you can lay it in there and get your line right, and just kind of whatever you got to do to get it in there. That's because the smallest needle I have right now is that 3.8, so that's still a little big to try to do that type of work with. I use the 3.8 when I'm doing like my motors and headers and that sort of thing, so I'm not laying down tons of paint on a little bitty part.
Like what Josh just said too. He doesn't thin his down any more than usual either for a 0.3. So,
hey, what's up, BB? Welcome to the show.
Yep.
Yeah, King Bob's in there too.
Yep, the King Bob's in there. Nice.
And the Buzz
is in there.
That's awesome there, Chet. What's up, buds? Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot more of the USSAC videos, so I got an update video that should come out this weekend on mine. I got some good bench time in on that today, so that's going to be very happy with how that's turning out right now. So,
mine had a little setback.
I was going to say, you're a step ahead of me too, because
mine had a setback. I'm not happy with the rear tires that I printed, so I'm going to have to redo the tires, but right now it's mocked up. But
after I put a clear coat on it last night, I noticed there was a bit of something in the top, so I was wet sanding it, so I had to go back and do a little touch up on the top.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, well, it's dried out now, so I'll put some more clear on to see how it looks. But other than that, it's all ready to go.
Did you get something in the clear coat, or what happened?
I don't know, because I looked at it this morning. I'm going, what is that? It looked like it was fisheye. It wasn't fisheye, but it kind of looked like fisheye. It was just like all of a sudden it looked like the paint moved.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know. I've never had Createx do that. So I don't know if it was just something that I touched with it and the clear coat brought it out. I don't know. But anyway, I wet sanded it, and I reshot the top of light coat. So it looks good. So we're we'll continue on with the
Yeah.
secret stuff.
Secret stuff. Here we go. Here we go. VIP
Right.
secret stuff. Gotta watch this video to find out.
Gotta watch to see. Gotta watch to
Does
see.
anybody watch
I
Mark's
just got
Mark's
out of the
Hobbies
mocking
video?
stage with. I'm sorry, Bruce. I keep walking on you. Go ahead, Bruce. I'll shut up.
Yeah, I was gonna say if anybody wants needs to go watch Mark's Grandpa Mark's Hobbies video on the unboxing of the Chevy, he's going to replicate how I lit up my my duster.
Nice.
Tail lights and all.
Yeah.
So I raised the bar.
There you go. See, that's what it's all about. Learn something new, right?
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry, buddy.
No, that was me. I was walking on you, Bruce. I apologize. No, I was just saying that I finally got out of the mock stage with Jason's. I'm already late. It's supposed to be done December 31st, so I'm already late. But I want to get it done for him. Jason's Street Machine Group build, Jason at Blue Ox Model Shop. And we all know him and love him. I'm just now getting into the paint stage of this, and I just painted up that custom 120th scale motor that Joel made for me. And now, Jason, I'm sure you can relate to this, but if y'all have ever Googled, because in our research we always Google what the motor you're working on, the car you're working on, different ideas or whatever as part of your research. So I Googled a Proline Hemi.
Yep.
And at least the ones you see on display are all chrome. Like they're like polished aluminum and fancy. So I was like, heck yeah. I used a couple different Alclad aluminum colors, right? I used the high polish one, the stainless steel one, and on the transmission I used the white aluminum. So it's going to be very, very bright. Very bright. But I'm excited about it getting it together. Then I told you that to tell you then I can start working on the USSAC build, because that's the one right after this one. So
Yeah, I also failed on my Blue Ox Street Machine Group build on the deadline, but I do have a lot of stuff painted for it now. I went down a rabbit hole with the doors. I decided to chop the doors off, and then I made them hinge, and I could have left it be, but nope, not me. So I ended up getting pictures and made all the door jams on the doors, the cards, the everything. So I got a ton of hours in that, but it's all together. It's all working. And we're going to start doing the final sand and get it primered and painted. So it's going to be a little late, but it's going to be worth the wait. So
right. See, that was me. I chased the rabbit in that I got that 20th scale Proline crank driven turbo. And I'm like, I can't put it behind the grill, right? Because it's not going to get the air that it needs. So I'm like, well, in the way the motor was made, it wasn't made to go out through the grill of this car. So I cut the bell off of the end of the turbo, and I put me a little piece of tubing in there. Now I got it poking through the grill. The one that inspired me was Daddy Dave's Goliath, how I had that sticking out through the front. So I was like, anybody can put it behind the radiator. It doesn't even need a radiator, but now I'll poke it out through the grill where it can get some air. So yeah, that's the same rabbit hole I went down.
Yeah, Pro Chargers like that, when you're crank driven, centrifugal blowers, you always want to have the opening. Yeah. Turbos, man, I tell you, it's weird how turbos work. I've seen guys run NACA ducts. I've seen them do all that stuff, and I've seen them just put them behind the cowls, and they still make a ton of power. So there's definitely a difference between the turbo on the RPM of a turbo versus a centrifugal blower. But centrifugal blowers, like what you're doing, Mikey, you want the hole in the front, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I said, that I don't know that much about them. I certainly don't know what you know about them, but I know that they require air, right? So they got to get air, and if it's hiding behind the grill, it's not going to get the air that it needs. So,
thank you, Jimmy.
But anyways, when I was running off at the mouth, when I should have been shutting up, letting Bruce have his part, I know I personally don't do resolutions anymore. do you guys have any resolutions or anything that you're going to do different this year that you didn't do last year?
I do. I
What's
have
that?
a few of them. So the one I want to try and produce more model building content, like updates versus me just rambling on for 20 minutes. And I want to try and shorten the videos. It's hard because I always ramble on or whatever, get sidetracked. So, but definitely going to do that. Definitely going to do more RC stuff as well. We're kind of getting drug in with a few different changes this year, which are very exciting, very fun. And then, of course, the standard USAT or the resolution type deals with, just trying to get some projects done around the house, yearly resolutions. Everybody does the diet thing. I failed the diet thing right away. I mean, I'll diet for a day and then it's like, yeah, where's that cake? I'll take that cake now. So.
Bruce, you see that? Preacher, choir.
I try the same thing every year. I promise my doctor I'm going to try to lose weight. I do try for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So, I fulfilled my resolution. I tried.
I fulfill them. I just usually fill them.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to fool myself. Diets don't work for me. Again, Mini Mike, I'm as tall as I am, thick, I guess, or wide, or whatever you want, whatever terminology you want to use.
I don't care what they say. Round is a shape.
Round is a shape, right? Doctor said get in shape. I said I am. I'm round.
I'm round.
Until
Can't get square, Doc.
Until I had the Asian doctor tell me, "Oh, you're too fat. You're too fat. You need to go on diet." That's a whole nother story, but that really happened. I was like, dang, doc. But no, this year, obviously with this channel, we're going to try to keep growing and get bigger and better and better. But I'm personally going to start something on Sundays where I don't want to have a build channel or my personal channel is dedicated to builds because that kind of gets boring after a while. But much like you were saying, Jason, get a little bit more into showing what it is I do. That doesn't mean it's the right way to do it. Just means that's how I do it. Yep. But on Sunday nights at 8:00, I'm going to start going live for an hour, kind of like what we're doing here, but just no guests, none of that stuff. Just pick a kit, and I'm going to build it, but I'm only going to build it during that time. You know what I mean? So people can follow along that way, and hopefully it'll be entertaining and they like it. And if not, I'll still have fun doing it. So.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'm like you guys. I'm watching. I'm trying to watch all the chat.
Well, we've got Frank in the chat, so you never know what's going to come out of Frank.
You never know, Frank, right?
He kind of leaks everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Mark, if you're talking to me, thank you. I feel a lot better. We can touch on that a little bit. Last week. Yeah, I wasn't much support last week. You guys did an awesome job, and thank you for filling in the gaps for me and basically, covering my butt. You guys did a great job, Jason and Bruce. But I feel a lot better, Mark. I definitely feel a lot better than I did last week.
Well, I'm just going to do the same thing I did this year. I'm going to try to build more models.
How many did you do, Bruce?
I was shocked when I counted 18.
Jeez. I did 4, and I thought, hey, I did 4. And here everybody else is like 18 and 15 and 12. And
I write on the box the date that it's finished and the date I start. And I'm going through there, looking at the boxes. I'm going 24, 24, 24, 24. I'm going, after 10, I'm going, what?
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I gotta say it, Bruce, or I gotta say
I'm going to do the long videos.
I'm so glad that you're my Mississippi and I'm Alabama because I did 5. But I'm listening to these. That's why I didn't do a year-end review. You saw the guys, Jason and a whole bunch of them did some Frank did a great year-end
Frank,
review
I love
video,
Frank.
right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I did 12, 15, 18. And I'm like,
Look at King Bob, 50 models. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. That's it. Everybody send the trophy to King Bob. He wins.
Listen, King Bob doesn't count.
Take up a collection for a trophy.
That dude's a machine.
Oh my God.
And it's not that he's putting them out in their junk. It's all really good stuff. It's like,
no, he's just constantly building. And the thing is, the guy can shut it off from cars to planes to figures. I mean, he just builds.
Ships.
Yeah. Just builds.
That crop dust.
Hey,
you guys didn't
I beat
get to see
Josh.
it live,
I beat Josh from VCG. I'm good.
Good job, Josh. Along with the 40,000 things you printed.
Yeah, right. He's got a whole other hobby. He's got a whole other hobby he's working
for me, Bruce. Come on.
Yeah, but Jason, you're in that same boat. You too, Bruce. I mean, you did way more than we did, but you got your RC hobby, you got your 1-to-1 hobby, Jason, and you got your 3D printed stuff going on. I'd say 4 was pretty impressive for everything else that you got going. Okay, let's not forget we all got to work, right?
Yeah,
we all got to get up and go to work, do our thing. So, but everybody's kind of on that table. But you got your 1-to-1 stuff where you're helping your buddies out, helping build their 1-to-1 stuff. You got your RC stuff that is amazing. I've been watching. I just saw you dropped a new video about a new. Is that a Truggy or what that?
Oh, the buggy on Facebook. That's a brand new chassis. It sucks. I was driving TLR cars since the early 90s, and it's not going to look that way to be this year. So we are going to USSAC for this year. So it's going to be interesting.
It's exciting, man. It's exciting. I do follow along with that stuff. I did the crawler thing with RC, coming from the 1-to-1 Jeep world, where we most of the parks that we go to wheel our Jeeps will have an RC 1-to-1 thing. And I know that buggy racing is completely different than what we did with the crawler thing, but I spent too much money on that. And I was like, crazy. there's a lot going on in that world, and a lot of creativity that comes out of there too. So it's pretty cool though to watch it.
All of that stuff is, got its own niche. You got the RC drags, you got the oval RC stuff, whether it's dirt or pavement. Carpet basically is what they consider to be pavement these days. And then, of course, your off-road, and then your crawlers and all that stuff. But these off-road cars are like dirt bikes. And if you don't know the gyro effect of a dirt bike on the throttle in the air and the brake in the air, you're going to struggle with racing these things. And that was the hardest thing for me, figuring that out years ago, was how to fly a car, right? Because some of these tracks nowadays, these cars are so fast that the jumps are 25, 30 feet apart from the landing jump. And you have to actually pitch the car in the air and fly the car as much as you do drive it fast on the track. So it's been a learning curve. That's for and you end up wrecking some really nice parts at times too.
Night, Josh.
Did you guys? I don't mean to cut anybody off, but did you guys see that we got Jimmy from Kit Bash Customs in here tonight?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's still up.
I know, right? He's in like Sweden. That dude. If you guys aren't subscribed to Jimmy at Kit Bash Customs, go check him out, man. Dude builds some amazing stuff.
Yeah,
and
he does.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he's in Sweden?
I believe it's Sweden. Yeah. I believe so.
Hold on.
He builds some amazing stuff. He's like into that 50s, 40s, 50s
Loves
type hot rods, man.
50s custom styles. Yep, he loves that. So I can definitely see why him and Mark, or not Mark, but Paul Maddox from Left Coast Model Car Builds are real close buddies, because of they both have the same flair. So
yeah,
cool stuff for sure. But all right, looks like Josh is checking out. So Night, Josh. Thanks for stepping in, buddy, and saying hey. We got looking
Yeah,
forward
Jimmy
to getting
just
those
said,
guys.
he's Sweden. Yep.
Yeah, Sweden. Okay, yeah. I'm in the middle of the night. Yeah, Sweden. Cool.
We
That's
appreciate
awesome.
you being here, Jimmy.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
I used to race an Associated.
Yep. Everybody
Jason,
needs to go
does
and
that make sense to
subscribe.
you? An Associated RC10 as a dirt modified about 30 plus years ago. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, especially back then too. This, the RC10, they made so many conversion kits for that platform. It was unreal. Sprint car kits, all that stuff. So.
But what about the chat? All right. So let me rewind a little bit. What is it? So we talked about resolutions and all that crap that we're really not doing. But what besides that awesome kit that you just got, Jason? What is on y'all's list that you absolutely want to get done this year?
That I want to get done.
As far as building, yep.
I want to get the car I started here a week ago ready for Acme. That car, I've been looking to build that for quite a while, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then I want to participate in the Saturday Night Short Track group build this year. I want to build some form of a dirt car. So
cool. What about you, Bruce?
Well, I just I got overloaded with group builds again this year. Imagine that. So I just want to get them all done.
There you go, get them all done.
I am doing one special one. You guys know me. I don't do race cars to speak of, but this is going to be my first one.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So I'm using that 67 blue Nova kit.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a race car.
So you're actually going to do a kit bash.
Yeah. I already got all the parts separated.
Awesome. That's going to be cool.
Very cool.
It's already got a name, and this is for Dan the Man 60 Rule Psychedelic 60s.
Awesome.
It's Flower Power. That's the name of it. Flower Power. I'm gonna put flowers all over it.
There you go. A drag car with flowers all over it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Are you seeing some of the stuff that's coming up in the chat that they're wanting to build? Look what Bob said. He wants to build the Robert E. Lee B1B Lancer and the Constitution. Those are some serious builds.
Frank's going to do 100% 3D print.
Yep. Mike's going to do the 63 Corvette. That is super cool.
Well, he's been working on that. We were chatting through the Discords the other day, so I went back and watched some of his videos because this is a zombie build for Mike. So he said he's going to maybe participate in my zombie group build with that car. So that'll be kind of cool to see.
That reminds me, when does that zombie group build's already started? When does it end, Jason?
Goes for a year.
All right, so here it comes. Drum roll. I'm throwing my hat in the ring. I'm going to finish my zombie build, and I'll give each of you guys one guess what build you think that I'm going to finish for your group build, Jason.
Pacer.
Yes, I'm going to finish that Pacer. I am going to finish that Pacer for you guys. Well, for me and everybody, but I'm doing it for the zombie build. You have inspired me to do that, and I'm looking forward to getting it back up here on the shelf.
That's awesome.
I think by the time I actually get to it, because I got about 3 or 4 ahead of it, but by the time I actually get to it, I should have my paint skills down enough to where I won't ruin all my bodywork.
Yeah, your paint skills have definitely gotten better. Man, have they gotten better.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's gets back to what we talked about here not too long ago, as far as, it don't matter how long you've been doing it. Open yourself up to different people, different ideas, at least different techniques.
What do we got there?
That is one of my kits I built when I was a kid.
Oh,
And there's all the rest of the parts in the bed. But yeah, I dug that out today.
Awesome.
That's gonna be one of my zombie builds.
Yeah, and for some of you people that may not know too, so the zombie group build that me and Paul are hosting, you can do that too, like what Bruce is showing. You can do rebuilders because those are zombie kits, or some people enjoy buying rebuilders and they basically are resurrecting somebody else's zombie kit. So
I took that from Dan the Man.
yeah.
Bob, I'm still working on the AMX. That is going to be the one that I'm going to finish up first. And then I'm such a slacker. So many people have finished their Saturday night short track builds, and I haven't even finished. I haven't even barely started on it. So after the AMX that I'm doing for Jason's street machine build, then that's when I'm going to start that hour on Sunday thing, and then I'm pulling the Pacer back out. So excited about getting those ones done.
Yeah.
I actually started my channel with that Pacer.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. That was the first one I was working on.
Well, I think it was a good move to bench it. I really do.
Yeah, because it would have sucked to get, especially let's call a spade. I needed help with my paint, to do all that body work that I've done to it and get it as cool as I got it, and then screw up the paint job and make it all look like crap. Nah.
Well, the thing is like I just go back to your videos for the bug, right? And how passionate you were about building that bug, and then the road blocks and stuff that happened for the bug, and then even at the end of the day when you said, yeah, it still isn't my best work, you were kind of still disappointed for all the effort you put in it. So it's probably been a blessing that you parked that Pacer. So
yeah, because if the paint job had come out on the Pacer like it did on the bug, again, learning experience. I'm not mad at it. I can't get to the Charger without having the bug.
Yep.
And I can't get to the Hudson without having the bug, and I can't get to the Charger without having the Hudson. So, but that gets back to what we were saying earlier, guys. Be open minded. Be open minded. Try new techniques, and we've been down this road before, but these gatekeeper guys that I see on Facebook just absolutely drive me crazy. I've been doing it for 30 years and never had a problem.
Well, for me, right, when I started this thing, I had already committed to the Duster for Jason's street machine that year. But then I did the 48-hour group build, and that was basically the first model I painted in a couple of years, and I mucked up that Charger pretty good. I mean, and the thing is, how well it is with the 48-hour. It's like, okay, I gotta let it run. We gotta get it done, and we let it fix it. Yeah, we let it roll out that way, and it's not pretty. So, but you gotta have a mulligan.
Poor Bob can't join. He has no zombies.
Bob ain't got time for zombies. He's too busy.
I'll send Bob one of my 10 zombies, and he can finish it.
Right? I feel you. I'll send him over my motorcycle build because I can't get that hydro dip down to save my life. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but. And the bad news is I only have one motorcycle, so I got to try it, and then I got to take it all off and try it again. But
wow, Terry 2's beating you on the motorcycle build?
He beat me.
Oh.
I remember I posted up a video of it, my progress when I first got started, and Terry 2 was like, "Oh man, I need to get on mine. You're way ahead of me." Well, from there, I didn't go any further forward. Terry passed me like 3 months ago and finished it 3 months before I did, and did a great job. He beat me up on that one.
Newsflash: Terry's done with his.
Yeah, I know. So I'm saying, mine's not done.
Hey Taylor, how's it going, buddy?
Hey Taylor, welcome to the party.
Yeah, he was putting the last stickers on last night when we were in the private with him, and the bike really looks good. So, if you're watching, good job, buddy.
Terry's a great builder. He's
I haven't seen him in there.
But
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a bad habit of talking over you guys, so
Oh,
I'm
you're
trying to be
fine.
nice.
You're fine.
I'm taking a breath. But to answer my own question, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that pacer, and then
You could
I'm
throw
going to
your
do
short track build in.
my short track build. But I want to get the short track build that
Yeah.
I'm starting next week. May 1st we basically start all over again, right?
Oh, is
So
it May 1st? Okay. So
yeah,
you
April
got
May
time yet.
1st. Yeah, May 1st we start all over again, and that's when I'm going to work on my brother's car. I first, you guys know I don't print, and we've talked about the chassis and everything for that Northeast modified.
Yep.
My brother actually posted a picture of a model of his car on there, on his personal channel, and I'm like, dude, is that diecast? And it's his, right? It's got his decals on it and everything. So I went to the company that was doing it. They're mass producing them, so it's like the only thing that's different about them is the decals and the color of the body itself. Everything else is like they're stomping them out, which is
Yep.
fine. But I'm like, I knew that would be a good idea. I knew that would be an awesome thing to do. But he was like, yeah, they're pretty cool, But it's like I'll have to, maybe I can give Bruce the a link for it, but I have to go back and check it out. But yeah, they're doing everybody in the Northeast. They showed this guy at his house, and he's got like 200 of these things, all with different race car, different people that are doing it. I'm like, dang, I knew that was
Wow.
a good idea. I should have shut my mouth.
Wow.
Put it out there. You put it out there in the world, somebody figures it out. But now, well, the one obviously my, giving it to my brother being from me, it'll mean more. But I'm looking forward to getting that one done for him. That's one of my big ones I want to do for him. Just give it to him.
Yeah, I've got a kit picked out for the short track build, but I'm still hemming and hawing over another one if I, attempt to print it and go that route. But regardless, I'm excited, and I definitely have that as a goal to get a dirt car done. I want a dirt car on my shelf. So
Yeah, gotta have a dirt car. Gotta have a
yeah.
dirt car. Rumor
I got
has
one.
it, our good friend Chris at Scale Speed Garage, in his what is that?
File packs.
His file packs. There you go. Thank you. It's my understanding that he said that he's going to have some of those different race cars, is what he told me, and different
Good.
dirt cars out there. So I'm really excited to see what he comes up with. Because if he comes up with that, I might be giving Josh a phone call. Hey, buddy. Or be giving Jason a phone call. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Or Bruce. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Did you see that
Yeah, I
new
think it's going to be
file?
exciting.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a really good year.
Super excited
It
about
is.
it. Super excited about this year. And getting back to we've got, like I said, we'll kind of be vague about it right now. We're just trying to tease you guys in the chat and the viewers. We've got some cool announcements coming up about the end of this month, the 23rd for sure, possibly on the 30th. And then, we got some next week. We're going to have Joel from Iceman Garage on here. Looking forward to getting him. And then February, we're going to have Scott Comer from Auto Modeler Magazine. And
Yep.
we've got some, we collectively have some irons in the fire. We're going to have some great guests on here. We're also looking forward to having some of y'all in the chat. We want to get you guys on here too. Talk about our build days. Talk about what you're doing, what's going on in your world, and what you're building. We're excited to have you guys on as well. So don't be surprised if you get a message from myself or Jason or Bruce, like, hey, you want to be on the show?
Yep. Think about it, everybody, because we're definitely interested in hearing what you guys got on your bench and how you go about doing things your way. I mean, we all have our own ways, and the main purpose of this show is to learn from each other. That's the main purpose. Create some great positivity. We've all in this show been inspired by many channels, but that's why we want to pay it forward. So
Amen. Yeah, we all watch. We all know that Jason, for myself and
Yep.
Jason Klein, that Jason Hanscom is somebody that's motivated us and put us on this track, and that's why we had him on as a our first guest. And I do want to give him. I know you guys saw it too, so I'm sure you're on board with me. I do want to give him a shout out. He did his year-end review, and I could see him kind of stumbling on his words a little bit. Like he was honored to be the first one on our show, and we were honored to have him.
Well, we were blessed to get him on.
Amen. Amen.
I mean,
blessed.
I truly believe that he set the standard,
set the tone.
He did. He really did for what we were trying to do, and we definitely appreciate him and the doors that he's opened for us. The Lucases, the BGs, and
Mark
everybody, Mark Batson, and just when you get that kind of caliber of person on here. So, Jason, thank you so much.
With Matt. Matt's done a ton for us. Lucasy.
Yes.
I mean,
we wouldn't have Scott. We wouldn't have Scott in February if it wasn't for Lucasy. So, Joel was going to work on it for me, but Matt made it happen. So, or for us. But yeah, he definitely set the standard for the show and let everybody know what we're doing, and so he gave us a big shout out. We want to give him the love that he deserves, and
absolutely,
we short of Jonesy sitting on his head, I think we want to be like him,
the manager. Yeah. The other thing too is, I want you to give out a shout to those boys that you hang out with on the Insanity side, because having Rob Adams on was a awesome guest interview, and then that whole opening the door of us all participating in the turkey shoot, that was by far some of the best fun that weekend that I've had in a while. It really was. And plus the creative skills, I learned some new techniques,
Yes.
So
me too.
Agreed. If you guys are not familiar, and thank you for opening that door, Jason. If you guys are not familiar, the Model Insanity podcast is Rob Riv, Frank Denardi. We talked about him earlier. Rob Riv, Rob Adams, Frank Denardi, and Justin Ryan. Now, I understand that they're armor, and they do talk about cars a little bit. They try to cross-pollinate, but they're definitely a armor aircraft-based group. But their show is very entertaining, and on top of that, it's informative. There is stuff in there they talk about, and companies that they talk about that cross over. And I highly recommend that you guys go check them out. And if you ever get the opportunity to go on their Discord, they're very welcoming. They're great people. They're not the rivet counters. You know what I mean? They're not they're going to pick and they're going to play. Riv is to quote Rob Riv, he's a buster. You know what I mean? A buster. But you couldn't ask for a nicer guy. He really is a good guy. And if he can help you out in any way, he definitely will. Same way with everybody else on that show. We love those guys. And well, like you were saying, Jason, we did those tanks. You did a half track. I did a tank. Bruce did that military Jeep. It's a great way to learn new stuff, do something different, and cross-pollinate.
Well, even another guest here.
The model tank guy says military sucks. I don't think that he really
knows. No, he said rocks. He said rocks.
Okay, I'm looking at small.
Gilly is an awesome military builder.
Yes, he is.
So I have the great pleasure of talking with Gilly privately quite a bit, and that guy there has answered every question I've ever asked and shows me some of his builds, and it's like, damn, dude. I mean, I got a lot to learn just looking at Gilly's stuff. So,
and that comes back to what I was saying.
Those guys on that show, the Insanity Podcast, if you listen to their stuff long enough, you will learn new techniques, because when they start talking about a technique, they go into some serious depth on how, why, and what has worked for all of those gentlemen, So it's definitely worth listening to.
And for you guys that are, I'm automotive centric. I don't know much about tanks. I did the 48 or the turkey thing with the tank and all that, but even this kit that I got from their, being part of their Secret Santa thing, that opened up the door for me to look at different different manufacturers. They do make automotive stuff. Now it's military trucks and whatnot. But my creative mind's like, oh look, there's a deuce and a half, right? I could turn that into a monster truck. I could turn that into a pawn truck. You know what I mean? You can still use what we do. You don't have to build them like it was in World War II, first generation, whatever, You can be creative with them and build your own stuff. And that's what it really did for me was, I got my cart in the Amazon right now for, it's like $400. I'm not spending that, but I found all this really cool stuff that I want to build now.
That's why I don't go on Plaza Japan, because I'll get in trouble on that site.
Yeah, I blame Jason Hanscom for my build of them, because he was the one that introduced me to those guys with that little Honda car that he built.
Yeah.
And I went on there, and that's when I found my 48-hour group build, which was that not satellite. What do they call that thing? Skyline. The Skyline.
Skyline.
And then I found all them little cool wide body cars, and I'm like, now I'm addicted. And I got a van. I got all kinds of stuff now. So
yeah, I agree with Mike. Don't listen to the insanity guys with open speakers at work.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. They are yeah.
Oh, Mama's in the house.
Yeah.
Yep.
You might want to put your earbuds in.
Yep, the boss is here.
Oh, I was gonna say, is she here? I thought somebody was saying something. Oh, there she is. Y'all tighten up.
She's probably here to tell us it's time to leave.
Happy New Year, Leon. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Leon. And everybody in the chat, Happy New Year's.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope that you all are able to live up to your resolutions, if you made any. If you didn't, just keep on building. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, just keep on building.
Sluggo. That's
Warden in the house. She will snap you into place if you get out of line. She will put you right back where you need to be. Ask Jason. He knows.
Yep. Just ask me. I know. Hey, William, how's it going?
We want to sign off, or we want to keep on going?
I don't care. We can go another 15 minutes.
I'm good.
Sure.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm retired.
Right? Well, I want to let you guys hold it down for at least the next 2 minutes, because I'm pretty sure I hear something behind me, which is Bruce saying, you should have gone potty before you got here. I'll be right back.
Imagine that. No wonder he wanted to sign off.
I'm the one who brought it up.
Hey, Edward.
I'm like Chuckster. I'm retired. I can whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to be retired, I guess. I've been retired for 2 weeks, and I wish I could stay this way.
I'm busier now than before when I was working. How did I do all that stuff and work? I don't know.
I tell you, I've gotten a lot of stuff done in the time off in these last 2 weeks. So it's gonna suck going back to work. That's gonna get in my way.
Yeah, you're gonna hate it big time.
Man.
It's like, I want to be home sitting at the bench.
Oh yeah, I mean, this shop, the other shop. I mean, I've been a pinball the last few days, so it's been very productive. That's for sure. Yeah, like what Chuck says, retired but still working.
Still working. Yeah, I know that's how I feel, Chuck.
Yeah.
But then I have the awesome responsibility of being here. That is just great.
Yeah. How you doing, Joe? Were you able to get down to your bench? Joe hurt his leg or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Jimmy. It's no point in sleeping for a couple more hours before you got to go to work. Yeah. I can't do that no more. That's for sure. I used to do that, burn the candle at both ends. Oh,
yes.
There's no way I could do that anymore.
And if you lay down to take a 2-hour nap, you're going to oversleep and be late for work.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So you might just as well stay up.
Well, the scale says I weigh 2 gallons less. Just saying.
2 gallons less.
Felt like it. Anyway. And no, I wasn't trying to sign off so I could go pee. All right, maybe I was.
He got down there and forgot his phone.
Well, Bruce did tell me in the pre-show, he's like, go pee. I'm like, I did.
He did.
Then, you got that pea-sized pee bladder, so yeah, it works out.
So Joe needs a slide to get down to his model shop.
Oh, that's right. Joe sprained his ankle on the ice.
Tore his ACL, MCL sprain, yeah.
Well, I can't tell you the last time I fell down on the ice. Well, I live in Florida. I don't fall down on the ice.
Cardboard box, Joe.
It's probably a good thing he didn't do that, Chuck, because, well, it's probably a good thing we don't have smell-o-vision then.
That's a give me. That's a give me.
Congrats, Tin Man. Tin Man retired in 21.
Nice.
Yep.
I'll put you guys on the spot. Here's a topic, and maybe some of the listeners would be interested in going too. What shows do you guys have planned to go to this year?
Shows? Model shows?
Yep.
Well, for sure, NNL North.
And where's that one?
That's in Minnesota and Bloomington, and that's usually in March. Okay. Then Hope It Don't Snow, I believe, is at the end of this month or the beginning of February, and that's in Rochester, Minnesota. And I believe that's an IPMS show, so anything is welcome. Cars, tanks, trucks, figures. I think that's everything. And then, of course, we're going to shoot for Acme in the fall of the year. And then there will be a couple big car shows in the summertime that will also have model contests. So the Back to the 50s, I'll have models in there and big cars. And then the Mopars in the Park will have models and big cars. So we've got about 5 to 6 shows that we'd like to hit. I would like to get to like the Illinois area or something like that too, and participate in a few different things as well, but we'll see.
I know you said earlier you're building one for Acme, so you're in for Acme this year. Okay, so that's the one I'm going to try to invite everybody to. Y'all got to come to Acme, not just for us, although we would be the stars of the show, of course, but that's sarcasm. That's a great show to go to. What about you, Bruce? You going to be able to get out this year and maybe get to a show, or what do you think?
I don't know for sure, but I am building some stuff for Acme. So, it's a 100-year Mopar, so I'm going to build one of those. The USSAC build will go too, along with my Duster. So that's the 3 if I get to go. We just have to wait and see.
That's a good show. It's you got time to save up. I know everybody's got a budget. I get that completely, but
mine is I'm 72 years old. I don't travel as well as I used to.
I've never flown with my car, but with my models, I've driven.
No, I won't. No, I would not fly.
How scary that's at. I hear the horror stories where they just throw them in the bottom of the plane and start scares the crap out of me. But
Chuck, not Chuck, but Jason and both Cliffy have said some horror stories about watching their packages get thrown in. So I think we're going to drive because we want to do a little traveling through a couple other areas. Mama wants to see the coastline. So probably make Acme kind of the end of our vacation and then head back from Acme. But we're going to drive. So
that's cool.
I'm hoping to bring 7 models.
Z and Chris, I'm going to be at JaxCon for sure, at Pam's Con for sure, and then Acme. Now, Jason, I want to rewind a little bit. You said something about the Hope It Don't Snow show. That's not the one in South Carolina, right?
No, there's a few of them that are floating around. We have one up here right at the beginning of the year. And like I said, it's either at the end of this month or it's beginning of February. I missed it last year, but it's down in Rochester, Minnesota.
Nice.
So
I'm hoping now. We talked about the guys earlier from Rob Riv and them from Insanity. Most of those guys are on the East Coast. Rob Adams is in Medicine Hat, Canada, so he's more like right above Montana.
Yep.
But they talk about some shows like in Pennsylvania and up that way, and I guess they got a big one coming up in Virginia. I would like to be able, and I don't know if I'm going to make it or not, but I would like to be able to go to one of those shows to meet those guys, and
Yeah.
then see, like see, how they run and do things, and they're IPMS shows, but they're definitely more armor aircraft centric type stuff. And I would be interested. Definitely go to hang out with them, but to go see. So I'm trying to fit one of those into my budget as well. Uh, Mark Batson just made a great video of all the different shows that are going on. So if you guys want to know what's out there, go check out his video on that. But I think that would be cool to hang out with somebody that's different, to see how it's done differently from how we do it.
Well, that too. Another one that I get a lot of those show information. I mean, I'm really glad that Mark did his video too, but of course, the Scale Model Podcast guys, Jason always does the shows and stuff out there too. So if any of you guys are watching and you've got a show in your area, reach out to them and they will announce it on their podcast, and they'll draw more attraction to your guys' show, get more people aware of it. So
if you have Jason on if you're on the Blue Ox Model Shop Facebook page or whatever, or you can email them from the show. But yeah, he's always saying. In fact, I just sent him to myself. But Jason's always saying, if there's one going on, let me know.
I should send them the stuff for Minnesota too, so that they can help announce it. It was a lot of fun last year.
I'm looking forward to. I always look forward to Acme, especially. I mean, like I said, my last year was my first year, but I look forward to it this year. Hopefully, we can get some of our viewers in there. Joe says that's the one he's working on trying to get to, so that'll be awesome. Of course, Jason, if you make it, and Bruce, we're gonna see to it that you make it one way or another. If we got to go up there and grab you by your ear and drag you down, we're gonna make sure you make it one way or another.
Yeah, I agree with that, Bob. The Detroit show, I've heard good things about that Detroit show as well. So
I've heard the same thing, but me going to Detroit,
that's a ways for you.
Well, it's not even that it's a ways. I don't speak the language up there, right? I speak Southern English. They speak, I don't know, Canadian or something up there.
You can't turn left up there either.
Right?
Don't turn left.
You can't turn left. You have to go down a half a block and do a U-E.
Yeah.
It's the same way in New Jersey.
Detroit,
New Jersey's the same
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. My son used to live in Detroit. And I'd go up there. It's like, how come I can't turn left? You got to drive a half mile down the road and use the UE so you can go back and turn right. Makes no sense.
Man, message me privately. Go to my channel and you'll get my email address, and then I can definitely send you information on those shows. I didn't know you were in Duluth. That's good to know. Yeah.
And that's something, that, and I understand people have a budget, and don't get me wrong. It's out there. The information's out there. Try to go to a show. Bring something. Definitely don't go to a show and not bring something. If you don't think your stuff is good enough or whatever, that's crap. Because if you go to a show, people are going to be more than willing. If you're open-minded, they're going to be more than willing to try to give you, constructive criticism and be nice about it. And but if nothing else, man, you just get to go and hang out. And like I said, I've told this story before. The first time I went to JaxCon, I didn't bring anything because I was intimidated. Honestly, I was intimidated, right? And I went up there, and the people that I had met, both on, not personally, but on the lives and, on the YouTubes and all that, they all asked the same question. What'd you bring?
Hi, Mark.
Let's go look at what you got. And, I didn't bring anything. So that was my mistake doing that. And listen, you don't have to go thinking you're going to win the show, or, just go bring something up there and talk models with model people. It's surrounding yourself with like-minded people that enjoy the same stuff that we do. Go to a show if you can. I get it. Budget's, but it is what it is, but go and have fun.
Yeah. I mean, even NNL North, I met a lot of great people. Some were local, some were out of town, but man, I'm telling you, it was such a blast just talking model stuff with people. They'd take you over, they'd show you what they brought, and then they would, you could just see the passion. They'd start explaining how they did it and this and that. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's cool, And then, of course, then they would say, well, what did you bring? And you'd show them what you brought. And then they would have questions for you, or, they wanted to hear the story on where your train of thought was. And to me, that's the whole thing, right? Every model has a story behind it. That's the reason why you created it. It came out of your mind for some reason. So it's a lot of fun. I recommend going to a show, and like what Mikey says, bring something. Doesn't matter, just bring it. So
Mark Castro, if the highlight, and I definitely enjoyed meeting you as well, but if the highlight of your Acme was meeting me, you need to set your standard a little bit higher.
You need to get a refund, Mark.
You need to stand up.
Hey, Leon, that's awesome that you're bringing 7 to NNL West. Yeah. That's gonna be the last of that show too. So enjoy the heck out of that show.
Did you
that
all
man can tape off a car, I swear.
Yeah. And I shared it, but did you all see that the interview that Scott Comer from Automodeler did with the two? Basically, the two. There was one original guy and then one guy that came in like the next show. Interviewed the two guys that started that, and Lucas E posted it up. I shared it on my channel. That was a great interview, talking about all the history of it, because this is the last year. But that I also heard, this is scuttlebutt, but I've also heard that somebody else is picking it up. Definitely will have a new location, but
I'm sure it would.
Yeah, I can't imagine it just going to the wayside forever. But
I can't imagine it either. I would have to think that somebody's gonna pick it up. It may move to another state, but I still think it's gonna be in that region. So
yeah, that's what I think too. It's going to still be on the West Coast somewhere. It might be in Arizona. But I understand that the venue, when you pull into the parking lot, you're basically looking at the San Francisco 49ers stadium. So I can only imagine what that costs. That's probably the biggest reason. And the interview will gets more into it than that. But y'all check that interview out on Lucas C's channel. That's a really cool interview. And it was actually the first time I've had more than a 10-minute conversation. No, I didn't have it. I've had 10-minute conversations with Scott, 20 minutes conversations with Scott, but to hear him do the interview, I'm like, dude, when we get him on the show, we might let him interview us as us interview him. He's a very good interviewer, man. He was really making some cool points, and but that was a great show. So y'all check that out too.
Yeah. I got to watch that one too. I think there was another video that Luca had posted too that I'm behind on watching his videos. Same thing with a couple others. I got to catch up here tonight, tomorrow on some videos. I try to watch them as I'm building.
Yeah.
So,
well, Jason touched on it too, because Jeff Sicanelli put out the community question. What 5? Yeah, there's nobody can answer that.
Yeah,
I say nobody, but that's a tough question. And even he said it's an impossible question.
It's a great question, but you're right. I can't answer that. I can't.
I don't. And Jason said the same thing. He'll put it on in the background, and then be building, and it be on in the background, but it still distracts you away, right? I think, to quote Jason, he was like, "I'm watching the video, and next thing I know, I'm gluing a spindle to the door." It's just how it goes, right?
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool. Same thing, it's there's so much going on, and I, kind of echo what Jason said. Doesn't mean that we're not watching, doesn't mean that we're not listening, just means that, because I do it in my bulldozer all day long, right? I'll just put it on, like Jason was saying, I'll just put it on. Doesn't mean I can like or respond to everything, but the content, and hearing people put stuff out, and listen, if nothing else, you're getting to learn some stuff from those people, as far as how they present their videos, you're not studying it as much as you're listening to it, but some people are good on mic, and you can learn some stuff from them.
Yeah, it would be nice to, travel even further out every year, like maybe pick a different route on shows to hit. Like, it'd be really cool to hit all the NNLs in 1 year, right? I don't know what the calendar month looks like on that because I never looked, but to go to like NNL North, NNL East, then go to the NNL West if it's still there, and then down south, that would be just a blast. Go to all of them.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want to get out to. I hear the calling to Arizona because that's where Luke is at. That's where BG's at. That's where Chuck's at. Yep. I would love to go out and hang out with those guys or go to a show that those guys are at out that way. I'm an East Coast guy for sure. I don't get across that Mississippi River. I get a little, out of my place, but I definitely would like to go out there and hang out with those guys and do a show out there. I heard there's a decent show in Oregon too. Now Oregon's a beautiful state, so maybe go there one time.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that, Bob. I'm probably sub the 2,000 some channels out there too, between one-to-one automotive, RC, and models. It's probably somewhere in that neighborhood too. It's hard to keep up with all the channels, and man, I tell you, this year alone, there's been so many new great modeler channels out there. I love all of them. I really do. I love them all. So
we've said it before. It's a great time to be in the hobby. Chuck,
good night, Donnie.
Night, Donnie.
Chuck from Styrene Bender's Garage. He brought up a good point. He said the best way to learn how to do something is to see another modeler and ask the builder how they did it. And he agreed, Chuck, man, and agreed what you followed that up with. I believe in No Secrets in Model Building. Back in the day, that was the thing, right? Nobody want to talk about how they did it, right? Secret.
Yeah, I knew I liked this Mark Casto. He said, "Oh, I forgot about BG. Sorry, Mikey, you just dropped."
BG, listen, I can't blame him for that one. BG is one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet in your life.
BG is one of the nicest guys. Yeah,
he truly is. He's a good person. But but yeah, Chuck, I agree with you, buddy. Sometimes we have to learn. You can't read it out of a book. You can't. You see somebody doing it, and then you make it your own, right? Okay, he did that. I see how he did it, but I think I could do this and do this and then make it your own. So.
Well, and that's the thing, right? So, I mean, some of these guys that want to hold their secrets tight to their chest and not tell somebody, that's kind of stupid, Doesn't mean that they're going to do it the way you did it, but if you help them, if they run across something, then maybe they'll help you down the road. That's the way I look at it. You learn from each other. So
I think a lot of that, especially in the automotive side with the YouTubes and with the Discords and all that stuff, I think a lot of that is going away. You still got your gatekeepers and you still got your old school guys, but unfortunately, and I'm not picking on the old school guys, not mad at them, but those tricks and whatever, they're kind of dated now, right? I mean, especially with 3D printing. And that doesn't mean that, that gets back to that whole custom building or scratch building compared to 3D printing. I mean, the scratch building is an art for sure.
I agree with you, Frank, 100%.
Absolutely, Frank.
What did I miss?
There, Mike's on the screen.
Oh,
yep. No, you're right, Joe. I mean, racing's a little different, but even in racing, sometimes I'll tell you this as far as oval track racing goes. Sometimes it's better to go and help somebody that's struggling so that they're out of your way when you're passing them.
Is T2 around here? Where's T2 at?
Oh, we're not talking about Chevrolets.
Right. We don't
okay.
I love giving him crap. He gives it right back though, so it's a lot of fun.
He does. He's good about that. That's like on that online group that we're on there, the Coast to Coast. They voted for the 57 Chevy. I'm like, damn, now I got to build a Chevrolet.
Yeah.
Very
You're
true,
right,
Bob.
Bob.
So
You're
true.
right, Bob. I think there's just a few people, but I think that it's pretty much weaned out. Everybody is willing to help each other nowadays. So
Yeah, I think so too. It gets right back to what we've said a million times. What a great time to be in this hobby.
Johnny Hack rules. I knew it was coming.
IBT, go,
Bob,
Bob, go.
Look,
Go,
yeah, I knew it was
go.
Bob. I knew it was Bob.
I knew it.
I was waiting for it.
Yep.
But it is a great time to be in the hobby with between the 3D printing and YouTube stuff, and hopefully I feel like we're bringing something positive to the hobby, and what a great time! It's just it really is, because think about it, what 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we were doing this and barely knew anybody. I mean, there was a circuit back then for sure, but
Yeah, it just
Jason, growing up, how many people did you know that built model cars when you were a kid?
just a handful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce said 4. And he's been
Yep.
around a lot longer than we are. Not that you're old or nothing, Bruce. Nothing like that.
But even
dirt.
Yeah, even still, I mean, you look back at some of the model shows, say 15 years ago, you pretty much were kind of stuck in your house. You built your models, and the only socializing you did was when you actually traveled to the show, Yep. Yeah, I agree with you, Jimmy, 100%.
Yep. The gatekeeper guys, if you've been doing it for 30 years and never had a problem, good for you. Not mad at you, but don't pass it off as the best thing that's out there, because the things have evolved, things have changed. And,
from Leadhead, Jimmy there, I've watched his videos for the last few years too, and I love his builds, and I always get some ideas off of things that he's working on, and that's part of it, right? Is you get ideas from other people's projects, and then you think, can I incorporate that into this build? And you may not be able to, but then you can say, well, I can do that on the next one. I'm going to do it like that or whatever. So we're all learning from each other.
I've done that more than once.
Yeah, Randall just said when he didn't know anybody his age Randall, how old are you? I can ask a dude that. You can never ask a woman how old.
You can't ask a woman that.
Oh no, that's a suicide.
Right? But that's just
Glad you made it in here, Randall. 52.
See, I'm 53, so it's same thing. I knew one person in that little town that I grew up in. And until this community, when I got back into the hobby in 2022, when I Googled it the first time, and I've told this story, but when I Googled it the first time and saw that there was a whole community, a bunches of people, Lucas E that had 60,000 viewers, and I didn't know there were 60,000. Yeah, I didn't know there were 60,000 people in there.
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, I knew, about the RC and the 1-to-1, and slot cars even on YouTube is hit and miss. It's more of your personal track stuff versus your industrial hobby grade racing. Right. But when I was, like I said, I've said this a million times, the USSAC thing was flooded on YouTube. One day it was flooded, and I'm like, what is this? And so I was very, very excited to see that model cars was finally getting some attention in the mainstream outlook, and there was such a big community of people trading information and building and sharing stuff. That was just cool. That just makes you want to get involved, right?
Sure. And that's why, like I said, that's why this is the best time to be in the hobby.
Yeah.
Then you add that to the 3D printed stuff. You add that to people that are sharing the
paint technology has gotten so much better. The information of paint, tools, like you were saying earlier about the space stuff. Oh my God, yeah.
Yep. And without these companies, without us doing what we're doing, as far as building them, buying them, building them, they're the hobbies, and we've said this before, but the hobby's evolving. It's not dying, it's evolving. And there is some stuff, the Bandai stuff, and by Bandai I mean the Gundam thing.
Yeah.
My piece of advice to y'all that may or may not, but welcome those guys too, right? Everybody that's putting glue to plastic is welcome in the hobby as far as I'm concerned. And I know you guys feel the same way.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Because the younger generation, that's what they do.
Right. Yeah, because it's different,
It relates. I think the Gundam stuff relates more to the video games that they play.
Yeah. Right.
So
and the movies and the movies they
and the
watch.
shows, the Japanese Japanese anime stuff is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some younger guys that are coming into the model clubs here in Minnesota, which is really cool to see. And most of them younger guys are into the JDM cars, which I get that. That's what most of the movies have, that stuff. But there are some that are very intrigued now that they've entered model competitions with JDM kits, and they see all the older 50s, 60s, 70s stuff. They're doing their research now. So they're using the internet as the tool it's supposed to be, not, and they're looking stuff up, and they're getting good pictures, and they're trying to associate what wheels people would buy and, stuff like that. And they're building custom lowriders and, 50s classic stuff. And it's really cool because now they get to learn the history of where their modern cars came from,
Right. And we all know the car culture has changed from when, those of us that are in our mid to late 40s, early 50s, mid 50s, and even above that. The car culture has definitely changed. So the 69 Camaro, which I'm not a GM guy, but the 69 Camaro used to be like the car, the 70 Mustang, that changed. But I mean, I see people now building like the Mustang 2s because that's what they knew, right? Because they're younger than me. And back in the day, we didn't like that car. 1-to-1, we're like, oh, a Mustang with a 4-cylinder? Nah.
Yep.
But we just have to open it up, and that's what I think is just open that up to everybody and be nice to everybody. Let's not make the same mistakes that the armor and aircraft guys made when the cars started taking off, right? Because if you know your history about the modeling world, IPMS started in I want to say England or Britain, over there somewhere, and in 63, 64 it moved over here. But it was basically about armor and aircraft. So when the car guys came along in the late 60s, 70s, we were kind of the redheaded stepchild. So all I'm saying is let's not make that mistake to the guys that are doing the Gundams, the guys that are doing the Star Trek stuff and sci-fi stuff has been around for a long time. But figures is now getting really big. The D&D.
I would say that YouTube and Facebook are the main sources of any model building forums in this day and age. Even in RC, your actual private forum pages, I don't think a lot of those things are got any kind of attraction anymore. I know from the one-to-one and RC side, those things are dead. So to me, YouTube is where it's at, and then of course all the modeling pages on Facebook. That's definitely where it's at.
Discord.
Yeah, the Discord is definitely growing too.
Yeah, Discord's definitely growing too.
Can't stress that enough. Discord is like going to be the new Facebook, because now you can do it. I say the new Facebook. Facebook will always be there, but now you get to meet the people that are, instead of just typing, you get to meet that person, see that person.
I agree with that, Randall, 100%. But I think that the shows that I've seen lately, you're starting to see a little more of the JDM stuff coming in there. And I can tell you, to be honest with you, is I got a couple JDM builds that are going to come down the pipeline, and they will end up at the shows as well. So, and that's coming from an old school muscle car guy. So they're definitely cool builds, and they're definitely appreciated in all the shows that I've been to anyhow. So tell your son to keep motoring on.
Jimmy from Kit Bash, thank you for coming in, buddy. I know it's really, really late where you're at. Thank you for stopping by and giving us some love.
Thanks,
we appreciate you, buddy.
We're going to be ending this thing anyhow. We're already a minute 30 or an hour 35 into this deal. So,
yep.
Good night, Jimmy.
All right, Jimmy. All right, guys. Well, like I say, I think we found a good spot to go ahead and step off of this bandwagon. And again, from
Good
my
morning.
perspective, from my perspective, just love everybody that's putting glue and paint on stuff, man. That's it. Just love them all.
Yep.
It's all good stuff.
Take care, Edward. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Night, chat.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and start with my awesome co-host, Mr. Jason. Tell them who you are, where they can find you.
I'm Jason Klein at KRD, Klein Race Car Designs. I'm very glad for all you people that join us tonight. That means a lot. And please follow all of our channels as well.
What about you, Mr. Awesome Producer, best there is, best there was, best there ever will be? Who are you and where can they find you?
Do you practice that at night in the mirror?
No, I watched wrestling when I was coming up. It's Bret Hart.
Oh, okay.
Captain's in, baby. The captain's in.
Sorry, I just had to ask that. I'm Bruce from Bruce's Eclectic World, and I want to echo what Jason said. Thank you to each and every one of you that showed up tonight in the chat and watch the show, watch all of our channels. A happy new year. Build some models and don't glue your fingers together, whatever you do.
Save the fingers.
Save the fingers.
And I am Mike, the Scale Model Outlaw. I want to echo everything that Jason and Bruce were saying. You guys are awesome in the chat. Welcome to 2025. It's going to be an awesome year for everybody. I feel like nothing but positivity. Be positive, stay positive. Positive things will happen. And as always, tune in on Thursday nights. We'll be right here giving you the best entertainment that we can. If nothing else, y'all get to laugh at Jason and Bruce telling me to take a breath. Night, y'all. Be good or be good at it. And a big old thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Night.